Right, ladies and gentlemen, it is March, end of March, March 25th, and yeah, I think I've managed to get a few videos out from this season. Obviously the busiest time it's always really hard to make videos, but we got a few done, didn't we? Prado and Blue Crew and the RMJ day and a few other bits. And then it's all been going really well, and then yeah, we ran into a load of issues. February, my bulldozer track snapped, so my bulldozer was out of action for 3 weeks because I ordered the parts. That took a week. They came, the parts didn't come on the day they were supposed to, so it took another week for them to come. Then the mechanics came to the land and they had the wrong part, so that took another week. So we ended up 3 or 4 weeks closed with no bulldozer, which was a pain. And then opened back up for 2 weeks, and now my tractor has had an issue. So that's where we're at. Yeah, not good. Constant fight. I watched a funny YouTube video yesterday of it was actually a guy who I was looking for similar problems to what my tractor had, and he one of his things that he said was about his equipment, that he always needs to have the equipment he hasn't got spare, and he goes, I've got what I need and I need what I got, and that's pretty much what I am. So yeah, when it breaks it's not good. So I'll show you what state we're in with the old tractor. Heads off. We had all of the top end off. Sumps off. And yeah, that's to the point where now it's out of my hands now. It's the problem's escalated. So I'll show you what happened. I was at 5 in the morning, it's dark, and I started the power harrowing. I was ready on a Wednesday, and was just doing the final grade in the morning. And as the sun came up, I noticed as I stopped on one of the jump faces to return around, as I reversed, there was a big patch of oil where I've just been. So I was like, oh no. Had a look, and I could see oil dripping down from here. And I looked at that and I was like, oh, it's a hydraulic hose. Check my hydraulic oil, it's fine. And then it wasn't, with the engine running, it kind of just stopped. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So it must just be when I engaged the PTO maybe. Tried that, nothing. Anyway, then I looked, and up there, where is it? Oh, it's gone because it's connected to the head. But anyway, the crankcase breather pipe comes down literally just there, and the oil was dripping from there, and I was like, oh, that's weird. The oil was dripping from there. Anyway, I thought I'll just drive it back up to the car park to have a look. And as I'm driving, it cut out. So that was like, uh-oh, why is it cut out? And then try and turn the key and it wouldn't turn over. So then towed it up to the car park, had a look. The dipstick level was near double. So then I'm like, uh-oh, there's diesel gone into the oil, which isn't good. So then next thing, I was worried it had dropped a piston or something, and instead of just calling the mechanic straight away, I thought I'll have a look, so at least if it's something that I can do it. So we took the top off, all the piston and the bores looked good, so I was like, oh, that's not right. Researching, googling, and then I was speaking to the mechanic, and it turns out he said straight away, if there's diesel in it, it's this lift pump leaking into the crank. Sure enough, took this lift pump off, and it's just constantly dripping diesel straight in there. So that's what it is. That's what it was that caused it, and that's a 40 quid part, which hurts a bit. But anyway, investigating further, took the whole sump off, checking all the shell bearings on the bottom of the con rods. They all looked not too bad. Working across to the main bearings, they were all looking good. And then we got to one, and one of them looks scored up, so that means the crank needs grinding. And while we're here, we might as well put all new piston rings in. So yeah, that's the bummer. The old tractor engine's a bit buggered, but I've taken it all apart. I'm just putting it back together, ready for transport. So we put the hood back on. I've just attached back little bits, filters and the AC units, just attached it all back up so it's not all floating around. And yeah, getting it ready for transport. So that's a bit gutting. Seems to always be chasing my tail, trying to get things to run properly, and when it is running right, it goes really well, but when it's not, it goes really bad. So yeah, now we're in a bit of a pickle, but what can I do, eh? Not much I can do. You know, when you're under pressure, you let little things slip, and being super mindful of the dipstick or the oil, I probably would have noticed it rising a little bit, but yeah, what can I do? So anyway, gonna put some of the parts back together, get stuff ready for transport. They're gonna come pick it up Wednesday and get it fixed. So I'll show you. Got a lot of the parts just laid out on the table. Got the head there and the rocker cover, sump, prop shaft, manifold and inlets and air filter, exhaust, a few hoses. Got all the push rods there. These are all the sump bolts. That's the where the hydraulic pump connects to. These are all the head bolts and intake there. So yeah, just gonna get it all labelled up nice. Not that the mechanic will understand my labelling, but yeah. I emptied the oil and it holds 11.5 litres of oil, and I had 21 litres come out. So yeah, that's my situation. Yeah, pretty gutted about how it all ends. Same as last season. It goes so well. You know, I'm glad this didn't happen in January, obviously, when it's my busiest time. But still, you go through all that hard work, those busy periods, long hours, and then at the end of the season, you've got nothing to show for it. Well, I say nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for it financially. Obviously, I have stuff to show for it. The people that came enjoyed themselves. I enjoyed myself. But it doesn't pay the bills, unfortunately, and puts a bit of a sting on the whole year. But I guess that's what it takes. bit of learning. It's my inexperience, I guess, that causes a lot of the problems that could be avoidable if, you know, hindsight's a bitch and all that. I know it won't happen again. But to think that it was a 40 quid fix before it goes catastrophic still stings. Still stings. But how much damage had it been doing for a long time before the pump finally chucked loads in and for me to notice? You know, that oil, you know, it's been burning in a bit of oil, a bit of blue smoke, ever so slightly. And, you know, I do check the level a lot. And I mean, you can say, oh, that's weird that the oil level's not going down, even though it's burning a bit of oil. So it's been dripping in there for a long time. So how much damage it's been causing over a while. You don't know how much it could have done in there. What did we do? I did a service on it 172 hours ago. I changed the oil. I can't even remember if it was... I can't remember how much I took out of it back then. I can't remember if it was a lot in there or not. I can't remember if I videoed it. I could probably have a look. But yeah, 27 litres of diesel-y oil came out this time. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. Could get my gloves caught up in these. Maybe I'll take them off. Bit of a waste of a cable tie, isn't it? All this length. As bad as it is, because it's me that's got to pay for it, but I do enjoy working on the stuff. Okay, I got all the parts organised here, all sealed up, so that's all ready to go. And then the tractor is all sorted. I'm going to cut some fingers off of these gloves and cover up these heads here. Cable tie them on. I'll put a glove over that too. One. Two. Three. Ow! You horrible, horrible, horrible person. It's nice that. Just cut my wrist up. Got the glove caught in the zip tie. Standard. Them all covered up. What else? That's it, I think. Right, I just want to make a little cover to go on the where the head goes, just to cover up the pistons a little bit. So I just traced out the head there. I'm just going to roughly cut it out and stick it on. I think that's my plan. There we go. Just push the dowels through. Now, what can I hold it on there with? I need to hold it on there with something. Tractor's all sorted, put the sides on, covered everything up. So, yeah. Now we just got to hope that the bill's not too bad, you know. I looked up like the engine reform kits and for like pistons, rings, all gaskets and stuff, and they're not too bad. It all depends on the hours and the grinding work on the crank and the new shells. So hopefully it's not too bad. I mean, it's all bad, but hopefully it's not gutting. And yeah, maybe finally we'll have a good tractor. I've had the gearbox done twice, so that's pretty much new in there. Now I'm going to have a pretty much new engine. So, touch wood. If I can get a bit of heating in the cab, that'll be a bonus. Bit of heating, some new tractor front weights, core. Should be a dream. But until then, she keeps out of my pocket and keeps putting a hold to me running a track consistently. But what can we do, eh? Anyway, that's what's been going on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.